Hey guys, welcome to this football podcast. So, myself Tanmay, I am a football fanatic and I'm trying to build this community of football fans across India. As we know, India has the second highest population in the world and we have tons and tons of football fans. So, why not connect with all of them and try to build this community? So, before I start, this is technically the second video of my channel and I don't have that much of subscribers. So, it would be great if you can just hit the subscribe button, comment and like this video. It would be great if you can share the video as well. So here we go. So the first match we are covering is Manchester United versus Norwich. So this was the first quarter-final match of the FA Cup season 1920, and I believe out of all the matches that are supposed to happen in this quarter-final fixture, Manchester United had the easiest of the games against Norwich City. See, Norwich is on the bottom is in the bottom of the Premier League, right? So it doesn't matter how good their form is or not. Manchester United should be beating them quite easily. So starting off, Manchester United did make some changes, and Martial was not playing. Pogba was not playing, Greenwood was not playing, and Rashford wasn't playing. Even in the midfield, Matic was not there, and on the goal, we had Romero, right? So with so many changes, you expect people to take some time to find that rhythm, but it shouldn't have been that difficult. We were 1-0 up, courtesy to a goal from Odion Igalo. He has been a revelation. Though when he was coming, even I was not that big of a fan of Odion Igalo. He had been there in the Premier League with Watford, but with his age, I didn't think that he would be a good signing for Manchester United. But then after he has come from China, he has been proven very shrewd buying by Solskjaer, right? So the first goal was fine and Manchester United was dominating in all the fronts, but against the run of play, Norwich scored their goal in the 70th, between the 70th and the 80th minute, and it was Cantwell. So basically, right now I feel that Manchester United have one of the best goalkeepers with David De Gea, with Sergio Romero and Dean Henderson, right? But the goal that Manchester United conceded, it was a very soft goal. It was almost like 30-yard shoot by Cantwell, and he was just hoping that the ball should be inside the frame, and it was inside the frame, and Romero missed. Right? It wasn't that difficult. And then even after making all the changes with Pogba coming in, Rashford coming in, Martial coming in, Greenwood coming in, Bruno Fernandes was there. It took Manchester United extra time to score the goal, right? Though Manchester United right now is in the semi-finals, and we have to see who we get right now. I feel that all the teams who are left are quite difficult. Will be quite difficult games, because you have Chelsea, you have Arsenal, you have Sheffield United, you have Leicester City, you have Manchester City. The only kind of not a very good team that is left in the FA Cup is your Newcastle. But I don't think so. It was a very good performance by Manchester United. They should be cruising in these games, but I don't have anything else to say. Manchester United should be focusing on the top four now, and FA Cup should be something. If they win it. If they don't win it, I don't care, because Champions League in the next season and top four should be the target for Manchester United. Another match which was a big surprise in Bundesliga was Borussia Dortmund 0, Hoffenheim 4. So I believe this was the biggest surprise out of all the games that happened in match week for 34. I believe that Borussia Dortmund was not up to the mark. The goal scorer for Hoffenheim was Kramaric, who is a Croatian centre forward, and he scored 4 goals. He had 8 goals before this game in the league, and then he almost now his tally is up to 12. I believe one of the reasons for this would be this was the last match day, and they had lost the league to Bayern Munich. It was the last game. Even if they lost, it wouldn't affect their ranking. And in on the other hand, if you see, Hoffenheim has actually finished sixth, so they are in the position to qualify for the Europa League now. So they could be in Europe because of this. But this was a very big surprise, because beating Dortmund 4-0, that too in Signal Iduna Park, is a big thing. The third game that happened today was between Wolves and Aston Villa. So with the score of 1-0, Wolves have won the game. So Wolverhampton has been there and is looking to finish in the European places. They are on 52 points right now, courtesy to a Dendonker goal. Aston Villa, oh my God, they are in big trouble. They are on 27 points. I don't think so they have any matches left with the bottom five teams now. They have games against Manchester United. They have games which are difficult, which would be difficult for them to get points from. And oh my God, Wolverhampton Wanderers is doing great. For the in the last three games, they have won all the three games and not conceded any goal. So it is Wolves have been a very difficult side to beat. They have beaten Manchester City in this season. So I believe it would be a very hard fought top three, top four finish, because there are five teams in this. You have got Leicester City, you have got Chelsea, you have got Manchester United, and you have got Wolverhampton Wanderers. Even Sheffield United is somewhere there only. So I believe the top four finish is much more difficult right now for the teams who are not there between the teams who are not inside the top four right now. Reason being, if the teams who are there in the top four right now, which is Leicester and Chelsea, if they keep on winning all their games, they will finish above Manchester United and Wolves. But Leicester City has a game against Manchester United and in the last day of the game week, and also Wolves has a game with Chelsea on the last day of the game week. So it would be a great finish to the season, I believe, because for a very long time we have been knowing that Liverpool is going to be the champions, and Liverpool has become the champion of Premier League for the very first time in the last 30 years. So yeah, right now, if we have anything to look forward to see in the Premier League, it's basically the top four finishes and who will finish in the top four. If you ask me, I still feel that Manchester United still has an outside chance, but I don't think so Chelsea is going to lose any points after the match they had with Manchester City. It looked like Manchester City didn't want to win the game for some reason. It can be personal bias because I'm a Manchester United fan. But yeah, so if Chelsea, I don't think so Chelsea would be losing any points after this. And Leicester seems dodgy because they have just drawn the last two matches that they had with, I believe, Watford, and the last match was, I do not remember exactly with whom they had the last match. So yeah, so Leicester is the one I feel that can drop out of the top four teams right now, and the only team I feel that can take that fourth position would be Manchester United. Coming to the transfers, I feel that this today has been a very big day in the transfer market. Fabrizio Romano has basically confirmed two deals. I'll first talk about Ashraf Hakimi from Real Madrid to Inter Milan. I feel this is a great deal for Inter Milan because they're getting one of the best right backs in the world right now. I do not know why Real Madrid is not looking to play Ashraf Hakimi. He was on loan on Dortmund. He scored 10 goals and assisted 5 goals. That is 15 goal contribution in the league, right? We all rave about Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I feel that he's a great right back, right? But even Trent Alexander-Arnold has 12 assists and 3 goals. That's equal to what Ashraf Hakimi has done in Bundesliga. Though Bundesliga is not that difficult as the Premier League is, but I still feel that Ashraf Hakimi is one of the best right backs, and the deal is somewhere close to 40 odd million euros, and that's a great deal if you consider how much the players are costing these days. That's a great deal for Inter Milan, and they have gotten one of the best players in Europe. The second transfer I want to talk about is Miralem Pjanic. I have totally done his name. Okay. The second deal is between Barcelona and Juventus for Pjanic and Arthur. So Pjanic is going from Juventus to Barcelona, and then Arthur is going from Barcelona to Juventus. This deal seems a bit fishy. Like all the deals in the past couple of years of Barcelona has been fishy. Even in this year, when they got Braithwaite from Leganes, that was something that happened out of the ordinary. Even the deals that they have cracked in the last 5 years, talking about Neymar, all the deals seems fishy. The reason why I'm saying that this deal seems fishy is because Pjanic is almost 30 and Arthur is 23. Right, and they are just swapping these two players. So more or less, they play on the same position in the field, and their goal contribution and assist contribution has been the same. So Pjanic has scored 3 goals and 2 assists, whereas Arthur has scored 3 goals and 3 assists. But see, Arthur is 23. I do not know for what reason Barcelona needed Pjanic and have to sell Arthur. They're getting 10 million euros for the swap deal as well. So it's basically Pjanic plus $10 million for 10 million euros for Arthur. But I still feel that this is a win-win situation just for Juventus, because they're getting a very good player and he's just 23 and he's gonna improve. So his ceiling is very high, very, very, very high. So I feel that this is kind of a fishy deal. I do not know exactly for what reason Barcelona is doing this. But yeah, that's the second deal that has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano as well as Di Marzio. Okay, so let's come to some Desi Tadka. I know there are lots and lots and lots of fans of ISL as well. Believe it or not, by statistics, out of all the leagues in the world, ISL has this third or fourth highest audiences across all the leagues in the world. So ISL is now merging with the I League as well. So the first merger happened between Atletico de Kolkata and Mohun Bagan. So it is right now ATK Mohun Bagan, and the best news for the ATK fans is that Krishna Roy has extended his contract. The Fijian striker has extended his contract, and he'll be ATK player in the next season as well. See, for me, as much as I have been following ISL, I'll be very honest that I have not been following ISL very much for in the last couple of seasons. The only season I was very much intrigued by ISL was the first season, and then afterwards I did gravitate towards the Premier Leagues and La Ligas, but I am making an effort to follow the ISL as well, because at the end of the day we do want to see India in a World Cup. I do not know how much time will it take, but ISL is one of the steps in the right direction for me. And Krishna Roy, oh my god, he is a brilliant player. In the last season itself, he scored 15 goals and 6 assists, 21 goal contribution in the season, and I believe he is one of the lethal strikers in the ISL. And if he stays with ATK Mohun Bagan, I believe they have a very good chance to retain the title again. Okay, so now let's talk about the matches that's going to happen tomorrow. So I'll be majorly focusing over the FA Cup. We have got Newcastle versus City, wherein I believe City, after that humiliating defeat at Stamford Bridge, should be defeating Newcastle quite easily. I do not want to play City as in Manchester. Being a Manchester United fan, I do not want to play City in the semi-finals because we have already beaten them 3 times in this season, and I believe they'll be up. They'll up their game against Manchester United. I'd rather play with a Chelsea or any other team who will be coming forward in the semi-finals. So the second game would be Sheffield versus Arsenal, and also I do not see Arsenal and Sheffield. This is a game wherein I do not have a favorite. Reason being that. Sheffield, after coming after the lockdown, has 3 defeats, and same goes for Arsenal as well. They have just got 1 win against Southampton, and that was not that convincing. So I do not have I do not have a favorite for this game, but as far as my mind says, I feel that Arsenal will win the game. And the third game I'll be watching forward to is Leicester versus Chelsea. Even again, Chelsea is doing bits, like they have defeated Manchester City, they defeated Aston Villa, and I feel that they'll be up for this and they will defeat Leicester City. So for me, the predictions would be City in the City versus Newcastle game. It would be 3-0 to Manchester City. Against Arsenal, in Arsenal versus Sheffield United, I feel Arsenal will win 2-1. And Chelsea versus Leicester, I feel Chelsea would win 2-1 again.